Notre Dame has the undisputed #1 ranked class in 2023. Let's talk about it.
Whose world is this?
The world is yours. The world is yours.
It's mine. Whose world?
So, Notre Dame now has the #1 ranked class by every recruiting outlet. That includes 24/7 Sports, Rivals.com, ESPN, and the newest one, On3. Now, coming into the day, Notre Dame trailed Texas Tech on the Rivals rankings and trailed both USC and Alabama in the On3 rankings. And the commitment of Belmont, North Carolina, South Point offensive lineman Sullivan Asher jumped Notre Dame into the #1 recruiting class for 2023. Now, Sullivan is a consensus 4-star recruit, so it gave the Irish that extra boost needed across the board. And all 13 of Notre Dame commits in the class are graded as either a 4-star or a 5-star recruit according to Rivals. All but one Notre Dame commit are graded as either 4 or 5-star recruits on 24/7 Sports. 10 of the 13 commits are ranked in the top 24/7 by 24/7 Sports, including 5 top 100 recruits. 11 of Notre Dame 13 commits are ranked in Rivals 250, including 5 top 100 commits. So as you can see, every major recruiting database thinks highly of Notre Dame's commits. And before we get on with the video, I want to quickly skim over the top 5 commits for Notre Dame according to 24/7 Sports. The highest commit is Keon Keeley, an edge player that is 6'5", 240 pounds. He goes to Berkeley Prep High School in Tampa, Florida. He's a 5-star prospect, the #9 nationally ranked player, the '1 edge player, and the #3 player out of the state of Florida. The second highest ranked recruit for Notre Dame's commitment class is Drayk Bowen, who's a linebacker, 6'2", 225 pounds, going to Andrean High School out of Indiana. He's a 4-star, the #53rd ranked player in the nation, the #5 linebacker, and the #1 player out of the state of Indiana. The third highest recruit for Notre Dame's class is Peyton Bowen, who's a safety, who stands 6 foot, 185 pounds, goes to Geyer High School in Denton, Texas. He's the 62nd ranked player in the nation, the #4 safety, and the #11 player out of the state of Texas. The #4 recruit for Notre Dame's class is Braylon James, who plays wide receiver. He stands 6'2", 185 pounds, goes to Stony Point High School in Round Rock, Texas. He's the 67th ranked player, the #11 wide receiver, and the 12th ranked player out of the state of Texas. And to round out Notre Dame's top 5 commits, we have Brenan Vernon, who is a defensive lineman, stands 6'5", 275 pounds, goes to Mentor High School out of Mentor, Ohio. He's the 85th ranked player, a 4-star, the #10 defensive lineman, and #2 player out of the state of Ohio. So you may ask, Notre Dame has the #1 recruiting class for 2023. But we all know it's not over. There are still top players out there that have not committed. So Notre Dame has #1 spot right now, but it could change any day. But you may ask yourself, what's next for Notre Dame? What position group should they target most? And I would have to say offensive lineman. I mean, even with the commitment of Sullivan Asher, who was the player who bumped them into that #1 recruiting class ranking, there's still plenty of work ahead for Notre Dame's offensive coaches and their offensive line. Now, Notre Dame seems comfortable with taking 5 offensive linemen in this year's class. So line coach Harry Highstand and the offensive staff aren't close to being done with the position. This great start must be built upon if Notre Dame is going to stack its depth chart with the kind of elite talent it needs. Now, out of the 13 commits so far, Notre Dame only has 2 offensive linemen. We went over one already, Sullivan Asher, who's 6'7", 290 pounds, goes to South Point High School. He's from Belmont, North Carolina. He's a 4-star, 275th ranked player, 22nd offensive tackle in the country, #10 player from North Carolina according to 24/7 Sports. And Notre Dame actually beat out Clemson for his services. And the other offensive lineman is Sam Pendleton, who's 6'5", 293 pounds. He goes to Reagan High School in North Carolina. According to Rivals.com, he's a 4-star, 238th ranked player, #21 tackle in the nation, and the 5th ranked player out of the state of North Carolina. So in my opinion, there's 2 main reasons why Notre Dame should keep looking for offensive linemen. The first reason, there are elite tackles still on the board, with both Island Catholic standout Charles Jagusa and Oceanside star tackle Monroe Freeling. These are a pair of elite blockers that are must-gets for Notre Dame's 2023 class. Now, Charles is the one prospect on the board that is in Notre Dame's backyard, which only adds why he is so important as a recruit. He visited Notre Dame in October and again in April. and the Irish are considered to be the favorite at this point. But both Michigan and Iowa are still very much in the mix. Charles is a powerful player that is just now starting to scratch the surface of his potential. And Monroe is one of the nation's best blockers. He is the most pure blindside tackle on the board, and he's been a priority recruit for Notre Dame. And the second reason, filling out the depth is key. And I'm pretty sure that's self-explanatory. Every offensive line needs depth. For injuries, for moving pieces around. So comment below, what are your thoughts on Notre Dame's class thus far? Yes, they hold the belt. They're #1 when it comes to recruiting class rankings. But comment below, do you think they'll keep that #1 spot? Do you think that Alabama or USC or Clemson or Georgia will eventually overtake the top spot? Comment below your thoughts because I'm interested in hearing what you guys think. And while you're at it, go ahead and leave a like. And like I always say, if you love college football or college football recruiting, go and subscribe to the channel right now because it's free. But until next time,